Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning Podcast for April 13th, 2025. I'm your host, Walter. We have several significant stories to share with you this morning. Firstly, in a surprise move, the Trump administration has announced that it will exclude certain electronics, including smartphones and laptops, from reciprocal tariffs. This decision is expected to have a substantial impact on the tech industry and consumers who rely on these products. In other news, the UK government has taken emergency action to rescue British Steel, the country's last remaining virgin steel producer, from imminent collapse. The move comes after lawmakers approved an emergency bill allowing the state to temporarily assume operational control of the company. This intervention follows a breakdown in talks between the UK government and British Steel's Chinese owner over plans to transition the firm to greener production methods. Additionally, we're following developments on the Iran-US standoff, where diplomatic efforts are underway to prevent further escalation. The White House has warned that all hell will break loose if Iran develops a nuclear weapon. We'll be discussing these stories in more detail throughout the day, but for now, that's a brief summary of the top news stories. Stay informed, and we'll see you soon. That's all for this morning's edition of the AI Daily Press. And as always, I'll leave you with this. Stay up to date, stay vigilant, and we'll be back after this break. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Good morning, I'm Barbara, and welcome to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Here's a brief summary of our top now for the latest in business and finance. Here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, our top story looks at the ongoing tensions between the UK and the US over trade deals. According to recent polls, only 17% of people think signing new trade deals with the USA should be a top priority. Business leaders are warning that Trump's policies are bad for business, consumers, and savers. In other news, the tech industry is trying to curry favor with President Donald Trump, despite their tumultuous past. Top executives like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk have made overtures to the president, but it appears these efforts may be falling flat. The administration has shown no signs of backing down on its tough regulatory stance. Lastly, negotiations between the United States and Ukraine have hit a roadblock over access to Ukraine's natural resources. The U.S. is pushing for control of Ukraine's energy infrastructure, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is refusing to give in, citing concerns over national sovereignty and economic fairness. The stalemate comes as President Trump faces increasing pressure to deliver on his promises to end the conflict in Ukraine. That's all for now. We'll be keeping a close eye on these developing stories and providing updates throughout the day. Now for the latest in science and technology. Here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we're celebrating a milestone in space exploration as a historic mission makes its way to the farthest reaches of our solar system. This journey marks a significant step forward in our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. Secondly, scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery about a mysterious signal emanating from deep space. As researchers delve deeper into the origins of this enigmatic transmission, we're reminded of the infinite possibilities that lie beyond our current understanding of the universe. Lastly, a new study sheds light on the extinction of dinosaurs, suggesting that these prehistoric creatures may not have been destined for extinction before the massive asteroid strike that marked the end of their reign. This discovery invites us to reconsider our understanding of the intricate relationships between life on Earth and the planet itself. These stories not only expand our knowledge of the universe and its many mysteries, but also underscore the importance of continued exploration, research, and critical thinking. As we venture forth into the unknown, we're reminded of our profound responsibility as custodians of this planet and the delicate balance of nature that sustains us. That's all for today's summary. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. We'll be back with more in-depth analysis and discussion of these stories and other news from around the world. as we continue to explore the wonders of the cosmos and the human experience. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Good morning, everyone. As we dive into the world of sports, we have several fascinating stories to share with you. Firstly, let's talk about the recent developments in college football recruiting. The Wisconsin Badgers have encountered setbacks in their pursuit of top quarterback targets for the upcoming season. Travis Burgess is predicted to commit to Auburn, and Sean Kavanaugh is reportedly favoring other programs. This news comes as a blow to Wisconsin's efforts to bolster their quarterback roster. In another story, we highlighted the remarkable career of Mike Boyle, a veteran broadcaster who has been making waves in the world of sports journalism. With a passion for storytelling and dedication to his craft, Boyle has earned a reputation as one of the most respected voices in the industry. Lastly, we touched on the Wisconsin Badgers basketball team, which is looking to fill the gap left by Xavier Amos's departure. The team's coaching staff will need to navigate the transfer portal to find suitable replacements and bolster their lineup for the 2023-2024 season. As we explore these stories in more depth, it becomes clear that the world of sports is filled with talented individuals and teams facing unique challenges. Will the Wisconsin Badgers be able to bounce back and secure the recruits they need? Only time will tell. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curel.
Thank you, Howard. I'm your host, Charles. Today we're taking a look back at some of our recent stories. We began with a report on a tragic accident in the United States where a small plane crashed, killing all on board. Our thoughts are with the families of the victims. Next, we traveled to rural Australia, where the town of AIDailyPress is recovering from devastating floods. We heard stories of bravery and resilience as the community comes together to rebuild and recover. And finally, we took a culinary journey to Japan, where tradition meets innovation in the kitchen. We discovered a unique twist on fried rice, infused with tea, and explored the creative ways that cooks are elevating this staple food in response to rising rice prices. These stories remind us of the importance of community, resilience, and creativity in the face of adversity. Whether it's recovering from disaster or finding new ways to cook classic dishes, we're inspired by the people and places we've encountered on our journey. Thank you for joining us on the AIDailyPress Morning Podcast. We'll continue to bring you stories that inspire and delight, exploring the universal themes that connect us all. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm your host, Joan. Today, we're going to give you a quick rundown of our top stories. First up, we've got the latest on the film industry crisis. It's not just about blockbuster flops or streaming services. It's about Hollywood losing faith in making movies that people actually want to see. We need more mid-budget films, folks, and less focus on chasing the next big thing. Next, we're talking fashion with Montana Cox, a model who's got substance and style. She's all about mixing high-end designer pieces with vintage finds, and her approach is all about effortless yet intentional fashion. Take note, everyone. Invest in quality over quantity, and don't be afraid to experiment with different style. And finally, we've got an update on the movie business, where studios are prioritizing blockbuster spectacles over modest successes. We need about 10-15 movies a year that connect with audiences, not just big-budget films that break the bank. It's time for Hollywood to take a step back and remember why it got into the movie business in the first place, to tell stories that captivate and inspire. That's all for today, folks. Tune in to our website for more on these stories, and don't forget to use that code AIDaily15 at Witchery's checkout to get 15% off your next purchase. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Now, for the latest in nature and environment, here's David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we explored the impact of climate change on wildlife, highlighting a study that suggests it may be contributing to the decline of certain species. In related news, we reported on a toxic algae bloom affecting marine life along the coast, with sea lions and other animals being rescued and rehabilitated by teams from organizations like SeaWorld. We also delved into the world of genetic engineering, where colossal biosciences has made headlines with its claim of de-extincting the dire wolf. However, as we examined the story further, it became clear that while the technology is impressive, the ethical implications and welfare of these animals raise important questions about the responsible use of such innovations. These stories underscore the urgent need for conservation efforts, responsible stewardship of our planet's biodiversity, and careful consideration of the consequences of emerging technologies. We'll continue to follow these developments and provide in-depth analysis on the AI Daily Press. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in to our morning podcast. I'm David, and we'll see you next time. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Atinacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.